Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So now we are going to do Leetcode weekly challenge second question. This question is basically means based here even if we go ahead with the knife method, but the thing would be that we just need to just use a simple trick and that can easily go ahead with that knife method also. And that only I just figured out just few moments before because in my contest I was getting TLE with that knife method, but if I would have used that trick, then surely it won't be like that. So now let us first read this question, then about constraint, then examples, and then finally the coding part for the same. So here you are given a zero index string S, a string A, a string B, and a integer K. And index I is beautiful if basically here we are required to return this index I, but how we are required to return is that this index I which is there that should be less than equals to s dot length minus a dot length. And why they are using this particular, because they require this a which is there, means whatever index I which is there, so this I represent that this a string which is there, it starts from this I index, and then there exists an index j, and now this j is also playing a vital role in the same, because at the end we are required to do absolute difference of this j and I, and it should be less than or equals to the k, the fourth parameter which is given to us. And what is this j? This j is basically less than equals to s dot length minus b dot length. And why here they are using this b dot length? Basically they want this j should be that index where this b string is starting. That is only which they are mentioning in this particular line. So these are the things which as per the question makes the index I as beautiful. And what we are required to return the array that contains beautiful indices in sorted order from smallest to largest. And here the beautiful index is representing that I, and all those I we are required to return in the form of array. That is what the ask of this question is. So as they have asked that we require index I, index j, and then we need to calculate this particular, and then we need to check that if all these conditions satisfy. If yes, then this index I we are required to push to our answer, and then at the end we are required to sort so that from the smallest to larger we are getting as our output. Now in this first example, whatever is given, so A is my and B is squirrel. So A is my, right? So here we will be checking for my, which is at this particular index, which as per this is at 16th index, and now squirrel, which is this one, and it is starting after this, means I and J which are there. If we do J minus I, that is 16, 17, 18. 18 minus 16, that would be 2, right? Which is less than 15. So that's why we are taking this 16 as one of the beautiful index, and so we are pushing here. Now this my comes, now the next squirrel which comes here is at 33, and then my comes somehow at, uh 1 minute, this my comes here, and this squirrel that is here, right? So as per this only we take, so this particular comes at somehow at 18, and this my comes at 33. So if we subtract them, so that is also less than equals to 15. So that's why we are returning this. And according to this only, basically we are required to find all the indices which are at A and at B and do the subtraction, and that should be absolute subtraction. And then we will be checking if it is less than equals to the K, then that index we will be pushing to our answer. So now let us go ahead and do this question. So as per the ask, I'm taking two vectors for index A and index B storage and our final vector answer. Here I'm just taking the sizes. And now first thing what I'm doing is I will be storing my indices for the A. So for that I will be checking in my this particular substring, uh, in this particular string, for the substring. I comma y, where y is basically the size of this. If it is equals to a, then I will be pushing that to this particular index a, and same goes with the b. Now we have index a and index b stored in this indices a and indices b vector. Now what we are going to do, basically this is n square loop, but the thing is that when we are doing this and when we figure out the same, right, so at that moment only we will break and we won't be checking for this and we will be going ahead with the index I. So because of this only we are somehow reducing the time complexity for the same, and that's how it gets accepted. And then at the end we will be sorting so that we can return our answer in lexicographical order, that is smallest to biggest. So now basically this A and B which are there, right? So the thing which is here, and even when we break this, so there could be possibility that there are double, right? So those all things are also basically here only eradicated, the double thing, and because of that we are easily able to get our answer. Now here we can clearly see that because of sorting it is nlogn, and this whole thing is in square. If at the worst case scenario there means the a indices which are there in that context, but it can't be going up to all the way n square, that is also thing, because this length is up to 10 only, and if we take this 10 raised to power 5 means it can go up to 10 raised to power 4 if 10 times even it occurs. Mm, yeah, so basically in that context, although it is up to, it is going n n square log n, but still it is much more less than that because of this break statement, and so because of that only this whole loop won't go till last, and that is how we are just reducing its time complexity to n log n. And the space complexity here, it is because of these only, and for this answer that also goes till order of n, because at max there could be n indices possible. So this was all for this particular question. If you have any doubt you could comment that down. So this was all, thank you.